Unlike Tommy, it's adorable to me that the other sweet. Oh yeah, she's so sweet. Nothing phases him. That's not. I'm always Felicity came and she will always do
but feel free. This is a real invitation to move forward. You can't. Oh, that's okay.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, well now that the space is so big and open and cavernous, we gotta be even more spirited. Oh, Beth, that's wonderful. So let's try again. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, okay, good job. Brooklyn Obaim, welcome. Glad you're here tonight. There's so much going on in our world right now that finding these moments that can be a port in the storm is just so important. And to let our souls and our hearts rest just for a little bit in a sense of peacefulness at a time when it can be hard to do so throughout the rest of the week. So let's take a nice, deep, calming Shabbat breath in and out. And if you'd like to take a minute and send some of that same peacefulness out to the world, you can do so as well. Very helpful. As my father always says, Shabbat comes at the right time. And this week, Shabbat came at the right time. So we have much to mark and to celebrate tonight. And we're going to turn together to the lighting and blessing of our Shabbat candles on page 120. And in celebration of Olivia's baby naming a little bit later on in our service, I'd like to invite up Barbara and Arlene Davis, as well as anyone else from the family who'd like to come on up to help us light the candles. light in our space, reminding us of the light that we all can bring at any point, the light that is inside of all of us. And now then we turn to L'cha Dodi on page 138, increasing our sense of joy and celebration this Shabbat. each other a Shabbat Shalom. Introduce yourself, dear.
Shabbat Shalom. That's close, right? It's done with It's very lucky to do this.
Friends, let's turn to page 144. We're going to stay standing if you're able to, and we're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish. Amen. We'll read together in the English in the middle of page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv arabim. And together on the top of 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We think about the fact that there are so many who are not free. There are so many who are still in bondage or enslaved in some way, even if it's emotional, even if it's something external. And so here we are on the final Shabbat of the Hebrew year 5777. And it's a chance to look back on your year as well as think forward to this new year that's starting Wednesday night. And what are you going to do in this new year to bring about that same sense of freedom, of redemption, of deliverance that we celebrate from so many thousand years ago and yet still need to achieve in so many ways? So I'm going to take a second to think about that as we prepare to say Mi Chavocha. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sikat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
La
you please rise? Shalom. Good Shabbos again. So the space since last week has taken on even more of the kind of traditional design of the High Holy Days, and you get that sense we're getting closer and closer. Just a few days left before the new year, before 5778, Rosh Hashanah. And just as the space changes over, there's a reminder for us to change over as well. And we'll be doing even more of that tomorrow night. I do encourage you to consider coming for our Slichot observance. Slichot, if you know modern Hebrew, slicha means excuse me or pardon me. Slichot, the plural of that, used in this context, is asking for forgiveness. And it's a holiday that allows us to really start the process before Rosh Hashanah of asking for forgiveness, of forgiving others. And so we're doing something different here this year at CBSRZ. Tomorrow night at 6:30 we're gathering, and you can see some of the stuff set up. We're going to be doing a screening of the movie Into the Woods. Any Sondheim fans? Yeah, you've seen the show, right? So this is the movie that was made in 2014 with Johnny Depp and Meryl Streep, James Corden. So really good, right? So we're going to be watching the movie, and in addition to being entertained, and perhaps singing along a little bit, there's actually a lot of things in the movie related to the High Holy Days. So we're going to have a discussion afterwards about that. And then we'll be coming into this part of our space, the sanctuary for a Slichot service, joined by Meg Gister on piano and our adult choir. And we'll be changing over the Torahs to their white mantles, which Tracy is helping so much with this year. Thank you. And then really completing the final steps of getting ready for the High Holy Days. So tomorrow night starts at 6:30. It will be a longer night, but hopefully also very meaningful. And it's open to everybody. Part of what we also do all the time is we focus on the people in our lives who we care about, who we take care of, who we send love to, especially when there are times of need. There are people whom we know who are suffering, who are ill. We, of course, are thinking about so many people throughout our country and throughout our world who are suffering right now in pain and loss, who have faced destruction of their homes or their communities. And we also have people in our own lives who are struggling to return to a sense of wholeness and wellness. Tonight we are sending get well wishes for a refuah shlema to Reagan Konecki, John D. Nicola, Nancy Schwamm, Sam Rosenblum, Miriam Swidler, David Clark, Joel Pear, Beth Gottlieb, Simon Alexander Petty, Larry Mancini, Gail Peck, Linda Sherman, Charles Savitt, Bob Dobbin, Dov Ben Meir and Miriam, Dahlia Batlipa Bashena, Andy Werblow, Len Nodelman, Jimmy Ambrogno, Abby Dole, William D'Amico, Susan Hellerman, Debbie Kleiner, and Will Clarkson. Who else are you praying for tonight and sending wishes for a complete and speedy recovery?
Carol Hazen.
Marty Davies.
William Patrick.
I don't remember.
Becky Walker.
Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka le'Avraham v'Yivarech v'Yokei et Kol Acholim ha'Ela. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, bless and heal all those who are ill. We pray, God, that they return to us soon with a complete healing of mind and of body and of spirit. We pray that their family members, their doctors, their caregivers are blessed with a continued sense of wisdom, of compassion, and of love. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim, we praise you, God, who cares for the sick. And let's say together. Amen. We also have those remnants who have recovered from illness, who have healed from surgery, from injury, who have returned from a long journey away, who have escaped danger in any way. And so on behalf of all those who have experienced those wonderful miracles, we praise you, God, who makes good things happen in the world around us. And let's say together. Amen. And we have smachot. We have happy occasions. We're going to be celebrating with baby Olivia in just a few moments and her family. But any other significant celebrations going on in anybody's life? Birthday, anniversary, something else you want to share?
We're going to be 38 years. 38.
Really?
Years.
Happy anniversary. That's wonderful. And many more in good health and joy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for sharing it. It's a no news is good news night. That's all right. Just nice to be together. Yes, sir.
This is back in July, but Jess and I, we hit our 10-year mark.
Oh, really? Well, happy anniversary to you guys. And look at this beautiful family you're building. And that was really a great segue, Seth, so thank you. So I'd like to invite up Jessica and Seth Davis and their kids Cole and Olivia, who are blessing tonight, as well as the very proud grandparents who are here, Mark and Denise Prue and Barbara and Arnie Davis. Come on up, everybody.
The little ones in the back.
Oh, no. Oh. He'll come back as soon as he's here. He'll bring them up, I'm sure. Here, we can all kind of gather over here. It's okay. Okay, so we're gonna be very quiet because she's sleeping. With every birth comes the hope of new possibilities. Every new child brings fresh energy into the world and greater fulfillment to the lives that surround it. Each new soul is testimony to our Jewish conviction that life is good and that hope is real. So, Brucha Haba'ah, we welcome you, beautiful Olivia Florette Davis. You are your parents' dream realized, the latest chapter in the unfolding of their lives. You are a symbol of today and tomorrow, a bridge over which we can gaze from this day into future days, from our generation into your generation. You now become the newest link in this lengthy chain of our people's history. And so now we're going to pass. We're ready for you. We're going to pass Olivia from her grandparents back to her parents to mark the way that she is now a sign of this brand new generation. Oh, she's getting lots of love along the way, which is wonderful.
I think she's.
Wonderful. So Seth and Jessica, now that you're holding this beautiful girl, I'm going to ask you to say to me this next prayer.
What we wish for you, Olivia, we wish for all our children. We wish for you to be a person of character, strong but not tough, gentle but not weak. We wish you to be righteous but not self-righteous, honest, not unforgiving. Whenever you journey, may your steps be firm, and may you walk in just paths and not be afraid. May your hands build and your heart preserve what is good and beautiful in our world. May the voices of the generations of our people move through you, and may the God of our ancestors be your God as well. May you know that there is a people, a rich heritage to which you belong, and from that sacred place you are connected to all who dwell on earth. May the stories of our people be upon your heart, Olivia, and the grace of the Torah rhythm dance in your soul.
Thank you. So I've also invited Seth and Jessica to share, if they'd like, a little bit about how they chose Olivia's names in English and Hebrew.
Not much really, but Jess has always liked Olivia. And we're going but the middle name is Florette, which is it gets to be two. My mom's mom. And once we had a name revealed, she completely lost it. Fell in love with it. So that's pretty much the story. And I think it's a beautiful name.
So coupled with this beautiful name of Olivia Florette, her Hebrew name that she is receiving officially today is Zaita, which is Hebrew for olive. A zait is an olive. And then Florette's Hebrew name was Frimka. So Zaita Frimka. Her full Hebrew name will be Zaita Frimka bat Shmuel ben Yamin. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech et hayalda hazot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishmoreha v'yata et lev hayalda lelechet b'darchei yashar v'hi Adonai imah v'yitein la dea bina v'haskel chayim v'chesed bracha v'shalom v'yizku avoteha legadla u'lechancha l'torah l'chuppah l'ma'asim tovim v'nomar amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Leah, and Rachel, bless this beautiful child with life and health. May she be a joy to her parents, grandparents, family, big brother, and community. May she live to bring honor to the household of Israel and a blessing to all humanity. And so now, officially in the presence of loved ones and this whole congregation, we give Olivia the Hebrew name Zaita Frimka bat Shmuel ben Yamin. May it become a name honored and respected for wisdom and good deeds. May God's blessing rest upon them all now and always. And let us say, Amen. So I'm going to invite Cantor Belinda up too. And we're going to sing together the Shehechlianu as well as the priestly blessing. And I'm going to wrap these four wonderful people in a talit. So let's do the Shehechlianu first. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechlianu v'kiyamanu v'heikianu la'azman May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine on you and be gracious to you. God's presence always be with you on this wonderful journey you're on together. Through the happy times that won't make us cry and grant you shalom. Peace.
Our CBSRZ family.
It's hard. Mazel, thank you, but mazel tov, everyone. Hope, dude, you're awesome. Thanks. And now the sweetness continues. As you may know, we have every year an Elul speaker series on a theme for each of these weeks in the Hebrew month of Elul that leads up to the new year. And tonight is our final Elul speaker, last but certainly not least. On the theme of reconciliation, tonight we have wonderful writer and speaker and just dear wise woman, Rita Christopher, who will be sharing her own thoughts about reconciliation with us tonight.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you, Religious Affairs Committee, for letting me have this privilege. Tonight, my talk about reconciliation is about reconciliation to myself rather than to another person. The first is the reconciliation of my youth to Judaism. If there is one thing I did not want, these must be David's glasses, when I was a child, it was to be Jewish. I wanted to be the heroine of my favorite books, blonde, blue-eyed. I even wanted to have her name, Nancy Drew. Rita Goldstein was a pale substitute. The time I particularly didn't want to be Rita Goldstein was at the high holidays. They came at the beginning of school. My father insisted I not only stay home, but also go what seemed to be interminable services. Staying home only pointed out that I was different. One of the few Jews, not simply in my class, but in my entire school. I think the other was my sister. And like most children, I didn't want to be different. I yearned just to be like everybody else, to know the words to the Christmas carols that were sung in school assembly every year, not to remain silent when the Lord's Prayer was said along with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I might point out, this was a public school. As I left for college, I vowed that since I was no longer at home, I would never go to High Holy Day services ever again. And then a letter from my father came. He had already understood the direction I was going in. He wrote that on my own, I could make whatever decision I wanted about services. He admitted he wasn't always enthusiastic about them, but he always went, and it was not necessarily for religious inspiration, but because it was important to stand up and be counted as a Jew. Oh, Nancy Drew, what could I do? How could I be her and me at the same time? I loved my father, but more important, I was quite surprised by the depth of feeling the letter invoked. I went to services, did not love them, but continued to go. Over the years, I realized I felt a sense of belonging, a sense that has only grown stronger as I have gotten older. At services, I didn't have a little voice in the back of my head, the one I tried so hard to ignore that would whisper, "Remember, you are different. You can never be Nancy Drew." At High Holy Day services, I was not different. I could at last exhale. And every year when I go to services, I spend a moment thanking the late, Bernard H. Goldstein for teaching me the importance of standing up and being counted. That was the reconciliation of my youth. Now I am charged with another reconciliation, one I have long dreaded, reconciling myself to growing older. For a long time, I could recognize that friends were aging, but not me. I thought of myself as a version of Dorian Gray in Oscar Wilde's novel. Dorian's picture aged, but Dorian himself remained eternally youthful. I envisioned myself like a feminine version of Jack Benny, always 39. I took refuge in what a long-ago acquaintance once said to me, and I've often wondered whether it was a compliment or an insult. "Rita, you are never going to look your age, because you have layer of fat under your face. Of course, now the layer of fat is supplemented by regular appointments to have my roots dyed and increased reliance on the wonders of modern makeup. Helena Rubinstein, who died at 92, the founder of the cosmetics company that bore her name, once said, "It doesn't matter how shaky a woman's hand is, she can still apply makeup." Age often translates as a loss of control of mind, of body, of independence, of dignity. I often notice, particularly when my husband David, who's older than I, and I are together, that people who want to ask him a question ask me instead, as if he, a retired physician with a degree from a prestigious medical school, would be incapable of understanding. And if they do talk to David, they often patronize him with the same language that one would use talking to a tot in nursery school. How are we today? Have we decided to order lunch yet? The only one I think has the right to use we as a reference to a singular person is the Queen of England, as in Queen Victoria's pronouncement, "We are not amused." I am never amused either. There is, to be sure, an inescapable reality about being old. I used to read in the paper the engagements and marriages of friends. Then it was friends' children and their grandchildren. But now I must also read the obituary pages regularly and carefully. They are not filled with remote figures, but with people I know, people my own age. Denying reality is no longer realistic. As the 20th century philosopher Casey Stengel, who had a subsidiary career as a baseball manager, said when he was 2 years younger than I am now, "Most people my age are dead at the present time." Of course, that is the ultimate fear. Not simply that I will age, but that inevitably I will no longer be here. I look at my grandchildren and ask whether I will be around to see them graduate from college, to marry and have children of their own. I see what joy my husband takes in his first great-grandson and wonder if I will ever have that pleasure. When I look with fear at what the future holds, I think of a prayer on Yom Kippur. What if no one would die with the proviso that no child could ever be born again? Of course, it is a bargain none of us make. So we understand the inevitable without being overwhelmed by the ending. We hope we can find joy, solace, and comfort from our friends, our families, our spiritual lives, and the daily rhythms of our existence. On my 76th birthday, I said to David, "You know, we're old now. Maybe we should do things differently." He was shocked. "Absolutely not," he said. "Let's just keep going like this for as long as we can." And so we will. As another great baseball philosopher said, and again I quote a Yankee, Red Sox fan that I am, but it was the late great philosopher Yogi Berra who said it best when it comes to aging. It ain't over till it's over.
Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi already talked about Sleep Out tomorrow night, starting at 6:30. It's going to be great. On Sunday at 11 a.m., the Kibbutz is having its Tashlich walk. We start Erev Rosh Hashanah services next Wednesday night at 7:30, and Rosh Hashanah Day 1 morning service at 9:30 the following day on the 21st, followed by Tashlich. And if you've never come to our Tashlich, it's unique. We take the ferry out to the river. And next Sunday at 1 o'clock will be the cemetery service at Fountain Hill Deep River Cemetery. And at 2:30, the cemetery service at the Road Bayzetta Cemetery in Ludus. Friday the 29th, we will have our Wounded Race service at 7:30, and the following day, the Yom Kippur service starting at 9:30. Thank you to Arnie and Barbara Davis for sponsoring the ONEC tonight in honor of their granddaughter Olivia's baby naming, and in memory of Barbara's dad, Joseph Belfort. I think that's all. And I just want to say Shana Tova.
So if you do want to join our Kivu nights and their families on the Tashlik walk down to the ferry, on Sunday it's at 10:40. Yeah. All good. So let's turn to our concluding prayers. My microphone's still off. Concluding prayers, page 586. With Elena, please rise. Before we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598, I wanted to share a piece written by a colleague named Rabbi Joseph Mesler that he titled An Alternate Unetana Toka. You may recall that Unetana Toka prayer is one of the most haunting of the High Holy Days. It's the one that discusses who shall live and who shall die. And he wrote one that I thought would be very fitting for this final Shabbat of this year. On Rosh Hashanah it is written, on Yom Kippur it is sealed, that this year people will live and die, some more gently than others, and nothing lives